So how do we save money with low income? I'm David with Let'sQuitOurJobs.com, and I'm going to help you figure out how to save money even if that's with low income. We have to be honest with ourselves. If we look at our finances and the way we spend our money, in most cases we will find opportunities where we can save money. This is making the assumption that we are above the poverty line. If you are one of the people that are below the poverty line and it's just taking every last penny just to survive, honestly, we're going to need to get the income up before we can start saving money. Alright, so if we're above the poverty line, we can be honest, be truthful with ourselves. There are situations where we can be more frugal with our money and we could save money. I know my personal problem is I like to buy gas station junk food. I have a long commute to and from work, and I like snacks, so I get a lot of snacks. So quickest way for me to save money is to not buy the goofy snacks, which is easier said than done, but I got to do it, save money. But my tips are going to go beyond just staying away from those snacks. It's really going to help us to take control of our money, know what our money's doing, why, and some challenges to help us change our mindset and move forward so we can save money. So I've got 5 tips for you on how to save money plus 1 bonus tip, so 6 total. Tip number 1 is a budget. I know budgets are no fun. They don't sound like fun at first, and if you've never done a budget before, they can be pretty overwhelming, but after a while they start to take care of themselves. A couple of months they really start to take care of themselves. You can go back through your last couple of months worth of expenditures in your bank statement, and that'll help you narrow it down. But it's really simple, and it's simple overall. What we really want to do is to take our income, take our expenses, list them all on a paper side by side. We should have a figure out roughly what we have left over. Hopefully we got money left over from our income after we paid our expenses. But what we want to do is take the income and just break it down to each week, week 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a Google Sheets that I'll leave a link down below that I've made for me and my family, and it really helps us just to make sure we're spending our money appropriately, and it's a budget, and it'll help you. But what you do is you set aside money for gas, for your automobile, and groceries, any other day-to-day necessities that you absolutely need to have. Put that in the budget, take out your pay yourself first, and then from there you're going to start working away at your most important bills, your rent, your electricity, your heat, and stuff like that. And you just pay for it on paper before you pay for it in real life with checks or paying stuff online. That way you know exactly where your money is coming and then where it's going, and you could tell it where it's going before it gets a mind of its own. So tip number 1 I have for you is to get a budget. It doesn't sound like fun, but after a couple months it really takes care of itself, and you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it because it takes your mind off of the stress of managing money, and the budget will help do that for you. It's a system in place to take care of your money. I'll leave that link down below for the Google Sheets. Tip number 2 is to use envelopes. If you've ever heard Dave Ramsey or watched his show or read his book, he talks about envelopes. Envelopes are really good for managing our money. What we want to do is to take the money we have set aside for gas, for a car, or for groceries. We take that money out at the beginning of the week, we put it in an envelope, and then we spend the money on groceries or gas from that envelope. When that envelope is empty, the money for that particular need is gone. So we'll have to be very stingy, very frugal, very disciplined about what we spend our money on. It takes a little bit to get used to, especially when you're setting up a budget for the first time, when you're still trying to figure out the wiggle room. But after a while, you'll be able to stick to the budget really good. And I know my wife is really good at the envelopes. Credit goes to her for that. So if you can stick to your envelopes, stick to your budget, you'll already be well on your way to be able to save money. If you think about the NBA stars, the NFL stars, there's a statistic that like 70% of them are broke within 5 years of the paychecks cutting it out. So it doesn't really matter how much money we have. If we can't manage it, it doesn't matter if that bucket's big or small, we will spend it all. So the important thing is to make sure we manage it with a budget, control it with the envelopes. So tip number 2 is to use envelopes. All right, tip number 3. This comes down to our budget. We've got the envelope. When you're spending your money on paper first, you'll notice that there is a little wiggle room between all of our expenses paid and all our income. There'll be a little bit of money left over. That money is not to go out with, is not to go to a movie, it's not to do anything with. You take it, even if it's $5, and you put it in savings. $5 is not much, it's nothing. In the big picture of things, it is nothing. But what that $5 is a symbol of what you can do. And with that symbol, we can take it, we can put it, and we can build it. Everybody starts somewhere, even if it's $5. That $5 is crucial to controlling our mental capacity, our mental discipline with money. And after a while, that $5 will build up, and each week we'll get more and more money. If we have overtime, don't spend it, put it in savings. And then when we have it in savings, leave it. So that's tip number 3 for us, is when we have our budget, when we got the little extra money, it's not time to spend it, it's time to put it in savings. Tip number 4, set a goal for savings. Some of the simplest things we can aim for is $100. If we don't have anything in our bank account, aiming a goal for $100, while it might not seem like a lot, and it really isn't if anything was to happen on an emergency level. But setting a goal, reaching that goal, accomplish it, knowing that we put a goal of $100 in savings, getting that goal can make us stronger mentally and be able to handle our money. It really tells us that we can tell money what to do, when to do it, and at our cost. If you think about passing road construction crews where you see 10 people working for a job that could very well be done by 5 people, what happens? Yeah, you end up having 5 people watch 5 people work. The same thing's true with the money. If we don't make a goal for it, put it to work, get it a job, it will end up just standing there watching people work, either losing money, inflation, or we'll spend it on frivolous things like gas station snacks. So tip number 4 is set a goal for it. Give it a job to do. Even if that first job is $100, it's a start. And that $100 can lead to bigger things and ultimately just control, absolute control of our money. Now, because if we want to quit our jobs, which we know we do, we have to be able to control our finances. And doing anything, even $100, can go a long way in reaching that goal. Tip number 5 is to do a spending challenge. One of the things that I did is I put $50 in my wallet, put it in my pocket, and I can't spend it for 30 days, no matter what. This is allowance money. It's not emergency money or anything like that. It's just money that I get to spend on what I want for me. It's my fun money. But what you do is you put it in your wallet and you keep it there, and you can't spend it for 30 days. And what happens is you go through the stores, you go through the $5 Walmart, the $5 movie bin at Walmart, you go through the gas station snacks, and you can tell yourself that you have the money for it, but you're not going to. You're going to save it for something bigger, something that will bring you more joy than that temporary satisfaction. So get a spending challenge, put it in your wallet, keep it there. I noticed this because when we were doing finances for my son, who's 4, he gets $5 a week, $3 he can spend, but he cannot spend those $3 except for every 4 to 6 weeks. And he ends up getting $12 to $15 to buy something, even off of $3 a week, which is pretty impressive for a 4-year-old. And it led me to think that, hey, just saving the money, doing a little spending challenge, I can buy something other than another disc for disc golf. I just sit on my shelf that I don't really need. Then I can end up buying better camera gear. All right, bonus tip is to use an app, either Capital or Acorns. You can set up saving goals. Acorns will, if you swipe for $4.57, you can have a round up to $5, and that little 43 cents will go into an account, an escrow account, which will then lead to an investment fund. Similar to Capital, you can have it take $5 every time you go to Best Buy. You can have it take $5 every time you go to Starbucks. You can set it up as a reward, or if you get to so much you can spend it. You can set it up to where it's a kind of a keep you in check. If you go to Starbucks, it'll take out $5 and put it in a savings for you. Either one of those, Capital or savings, can help you go along and starting to save. Side note, if you use my affiliate link below, we'll both get hooked up a little bit and we'll both start saving a little bit more money. So that's the bonus tip. Use either Capital or Acorns, and that'll really help you start saving money. Alright, so those are my tips for saving money. I know they're not the sleekest or the nittiest grittiest. They're really fundamental basics. If we get a budget, we use envelopes, we set goals, we set spending challenges, and we use financial apps that can help us to make progress, we can really start to make progress on saving money. Let me know, what do you think is the best tip we can use to save money? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I appreciate your support. See you guys.